Let's solve a differential equation using complex roots. So let's try to solve y double prime plus 6y prime plus 10y equals 0 with initial position 1 and initial velocity minus 4. So as usual, we have the auxiliary equation r squared plus 6r plus 10 equals 0, which we want to solve either by using the quadratic formula or completing the square. So remember, completing the square is we have the 6 and we do half of that. So r plus 3 squared. And then we subtract the square of 3, 9 plus 10 equals 0. And that tells you r plus 3 squared plus 1 equals 0. So r plus 3 is plus or minus square root of minus 1. And so r plus 3 is plus minus I. And therefore, we do have a complex root. So r is minus 3 plus minus I. And how do we get the solutions from this? So again, either you can use factoring method, the video I did previously, or here's a nice mnemonic. Because, well, if we have the root minus 3 plus I, that would give you e to the minus 3 plus I t, which you can write as e to the minus 3t, e to the it. And remember, e to the it is cosine t plus I sine of t, cosine t, cos, plus I sine of t. And then that gives you e to the minus 3t cosine t plus I e to the minus 3t sine of t. And those two solutions are the ones we need. So we can either repeat the process of the previous example, or we can go directly to a e to the minus 3t cosine t plus b e to the minus 3t sine of t. And by the way, one thing you may wonder, what about minus 3 minus I? Well, the short answer is one complex root is as powerful as two real roots, so the other root will be unnecessary. The long answer is it would give you cosine of minus t, which is cosine of t, and sine of minus t, which is minus sine of t, which gets absorbed into that constant. Okay, and now let's just solve for a and b using the initial condition. So y of 0 is 1. So a e to the 0 cosine 0 plus b e to the 0 sine of 0 equals 1. And that just gives you a times 1 plus b times 0 equals 1. And so a equals 1, which is nice. It directly gives you a. So y of t is e to the minus 3t cosine t plus b e to the minus 3t sine of t. And then we're almost done. We just need to take the derivative. So y prime of t, using the product rule and the chain rule, it's minus 3 e to the minus 3t cosine t. And then plus e to the minus 3t derivative of cosine, which is minus sine of t, and then minus 3b e to the minus 3t sine of t, and then plus b e to the minus 3t cosine of t. I know it looks like a nightmare, but in practice it's much easier because a lot of stuff simplifies. Because if you plug in t equals 0, you have minus 3 e to the 0 cosine 0 minus e to the 0 sine of 0 minus 3b e to the 0 sine of 0 plus b e to the 0 cosine 0. And whoosh, all this simplifies because sine of 0 is 0. So this disappears and this disappears. And we end up getting, I believe, minus 3 plus b, which we want to be equal to minus 4. So b is minus 4 plus 3. So b is minus 1. And therefore, our solution then becomes e to the minus 3t cosine of t minus e to the minus 3t sine of t. And the solution actually looks quite nice, because what happens, e to the minus 3t goes to 0 as t goes to infinity. So what the solutions look like, they just oscillate, but they damp off. That is why. And in fact, in a future lecture, we will give a very interesting application of this using harmonic oscillators, which is very cool. And this would illustrate the phenomenon of damping.